What is happening, guys? Cod Kid here, talking to you guys about the 9070 XT and 9070 price, specs, what they're equivalent to, because they didn't really alleviate or compare them to anything but the 7900 GRE, which we do our own comparisons so we can kind of understand where it falls within the Nvidia line of GPUs, as well as where it stacks amongst AMD's already existing graphics cards. So, without a further ado, let's get started. So, the 50 series was kind of a joke, low availability, not really much improvement in terms of specs, but the 9070 and 9070 XT seem to be something that's going to be at least shaking up the tellers quite a bit, because the 9070 XT is $600, where the 9070 is $550, which isn't great on paper when it comes to specs. I was expecting them to hopefully be lower, but there is apparently a rumored 9060 variant coming out in the next month or so. So without further ado, we can read a couple articles and as well as speculate on what, as well as like having understanding of what their announcement was. I'm on videocards.com. And of course, the 9070 XT is 42% faster amongst 30 games versus the 7900 GRE at 4K. So this kind of gives us a baseline on where we can go with AMD and Nvidia and all that fun stuff. I prefer to go like for like, AMD to AMD, but again, it is what it is. So it looks like 9070 XT, they have the full spec list here, and I'll leave it the website in the description below as well. That's just talking about the 9070 XT, which is crazy. But if we do a comparison, about 40% faster in terms of the 7900 GRE, it's actually getting close to 7900 XTX performance in terms of speed, which is kind of crazy. The average score is 44%, so it might be faster than the 7900 XTX, which is just honestly just crazy. So 42% faster. We can kind of go even towards like the 5080, which we'll just do 4080 Super. It's close to the 4080 in terms of specs. It's got more VRAM than the 5070, because the 5070's got 12 gigs of VRAM and it's not even announced yet. So it looks like the 7900 or the 9700 XT is going to absolutely crush the 5070 Ti, and as well as a 5070 for much less money, which is really awesome. It's good to see that AMD's actually not doing this is Nvidia's MSRP to knock it down $50. That's really, really awesome. Okay, just make sure I'm recording still. This is all speculative, of course. Roughly about 44% faster than the 4080. This is pretty close. I would say again, it's more of like the 4080, just non-super. It's about 49%. Obviously, again, 16 gigs of VRAM. I don't think the 4080 had 60 or 16 gigs, but it's really good to see kind of where that is. Now, 22% faster than the GRE is more of like the 7900 XT, which is what the 9070 is going to be referencing in terms of fast speediness of the graphics card. So basically, it's the 7900 XTX replacement and the 7900 XT replacement, but cheaper, much cheaper. Is basically what the 9070 is doing. Obviously, the XT is losing VRAM, obviously, but they're bringing some other things to the table, which is good. This is great. $500 for a 7900 XT, which is basically what I've gotten mine back in the past. But even with bigger discounts and partner models, sticking with the 8-pin configuration, these things should be absolute monsters. Again, take it with a grain of salt, because again, most manufacturers cherry pick their benchmarks, as well as not being able to fully utilize what they're doing in terms of VRAM and stuff like that. So you have to take a little bit of this with grains of salt. Now, the X basically plus XT. So if we're using this terminology, the XT versus the 4080 is about 32%. So in that case, the 9070 um XT is pretty close to the 4080. Again, even using this terminology, add 20%, it's pretty damn close. Again, you can't buy a 5080. They've been shipping out cards for quite some time now, and we're hoping that this kind of correlates a lot of stuff. Now, I'm not really going to get too much into the specs, although we do have a release date, which is awesome. The release date for the 9070 and 9070 XT is March 6th. I know that most of the reviewers are going to have reviews out tomorrow, so definitely keep an eye out for those cards and the reviews, because honestly, this is going to be a huge either win or a massive L to AMD, who's trying to really hard to do the mid-range justice, which mid-range is apparently $500, which kind of sucks. But again, it is what it is. It's graphics cards. So I'm not really super hurt about it in hindsight. It just sucks that that it's, very stingent on this. So it's great. I'm super excited for it. I know this is kind of a short video, just talking about some of the specs, kind of wherein these cards are going to lay. Again, we've known about this card for a long time. For them to finally come out and say, hey, here's the card, here's all the stuff, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a really close battle. AMD, if they continue to do this mid-range very hard, this could be a really contingent for them to possibly take an Nvidia shareholder, as well as the top spot as the best GPU. Again, I've gotten a couple of my friends going from Nvidia to AMD. I rock a 7900 XTX, as well as I have another 7900 XT that my friend's going to go to. So that's really huge. Yeah, other than that, that's really all I have for this video. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think about the 9070. Jesus, that's such a pain in the ass. The 9070 and 9070 XT, where you think they're going to fall. Do you think AMD is actually going to take the cake on this one, whether or not they're doing good or doing bad in terms of actually taking shareholders from Nvidia? I don't think they're going to take much, but I think honestly, when this price has come out and the cards actually perform as well as they say they're going to, be a huge win for AMD. So thanks, guys, for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.